Fueled by Utica Coffee today, people. It is EC Radio, a time you could follow along on all Disruption Network social media platforms. Thank you so much for joining along. And if you could do us a favor, if you're watching on Facebook, please click the share button. Big ups to my friends, my sponsors. If not for my sponsors, this podcast is not possible. Thank you so much to EJA Moving Services, the professional movers. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie and his fine staff at 315-335-0516, ejamoving.com. You can find them on the World Wide Web. There's not a task they can't handle. They'll pretty much move you wherever the hell you need to go. If you want to move to Japan, they'll move you to Japan. If you want to move to Camden, they'll move you to Camden. They'll move you to Los Angeles. They'll move you to Phoenix. They'll move you to Guam. They'll move you pretty much anywhere. Tell them Uncle Z sent you. 315-335-0516. That's the home of EJA Moving Services. Also, shout out to my attorney, Dave Longaretta. Give him a call today if you need legal advice. 315-735-6162. Big ups to my friends over at Saranac Brewery. Always keeping me hydrated here around the D. Thank you to Saranac, and thank you to Utica Coffee. I don't know what I'm drinking. Some kind of, I think it's the Italian roast today. I don't know. But it's really good, and it's getting me jacked up. One thing I am deeply, deeply involved with that I absolutely love, and that's the Heart Run and Walk, something that goes on traditionally here in the Utica, Rome area. For 50 years it's been going on. And today I have Morgan and Tina on from the Heart Association to talk all about the Heart Run and Walk. Ladies, how are you? Good to see both of you. Thanks for joining me and taking time out of your day.
Hi, certainly.
I like how you guys color coordinated today. Did you call each other and be like, hey, wear red?
You have to wear red when you're with the American Heart Association.
Is that the thing? You have to wear red all month?
That's the month of February.
Okay.
February is Heart Month.
Gotcha. Thank you. So, Tina, you are the chairperson of the telethon, correct?
Correct.
And tell us how you got involved with great Heart Run and Walk. I can't even talk today. I'm so jacked up on coffee today. How did you get involved, and what made you get involved, too?
Well, it started with the Catalyst Group.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to coordinate all the entertainment along the course, the part that they call Heartbreak Hill, the slow incline before you get back to Utica College. So I got involved with the Chamber and the Catalyst Group a few years ago. So we were doing Heartbreak Hill. And then this year, there's no actual race going up Heartbreak Hill. So Pam asked me to be the chair for the telethon so that I could still stay involved.
Awesome. And then, Morgan, you are the chair for the Radiothon through WIBX. 50 years of doing this. What does the Heart Run and Walk mean to you?
Yeah, not 50 years for me.
No, I know.
This is my first year. This is my first year chairing, and it's been awesome, honestly, working with WIBX and Slocum and, of course, American Heart Association. So I was actually approached by Andrew Dominio from WIBX and Tiana from the Heart Association asking if I would be interested in chairing. And I work at a nonprofit as it is, so this was awesome to take another step in being out in the community. And my family has history of high blood pressure, so obviously this is something that's close to my heart. And if it's not monitored, then it could be an issue. So I absolutely was like, yeah, I'll help out, and it's been great.
Tina, since COVID put a kibosh on the Heart Run and Walk, talk about how you guys are raising funds this year, not only through the telethon and through the radiothon, but how else are you raising funds?
I'm not sure what the Heart Association has done outside of the telethon, actually, because that's, my niche, but it will look a little different this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a virtual event. The telethon, normally you have a bunch of people together. We're at maybe Utica College. There's activity. But this year with COVID, we have to restrict the amount of people we have together. So we're very happy that Scuzzo, Zogby, and Wittig is our sponsor again this year. And their employees will socially distance and answer phones for this day. So that's great. We will also have some volunteers off-site. Joanna Casa Imports, she's a committee member. So we'll have people off-site answering phones. So it's been a little different, but we'll persevere. We always do.
Big ups to you for making the switch and changes and adjusting to everything that needs to be adjusted to make the event still happen. I mean, it takes an army to put this thing on, and I imagine all hands on deck when trying to adjust throughout this COVID and pandemic that we're sitting through. I imagine it's no easy task.
Yeah, well, we have a great committee. I mean, we have probably a lot of names that you guys both know. We have Kara Connors from Northland. Northland is one of our sponsors as well because they're helping us with the phone system. We have obviously Chris Ford and Dave Streeter from WKTV, Joanne Fernino from Casa Imports, Tess Johnson from Hunt Real Estate, Hillary Leclerc from Floyd Benefits, Cindy McNichol from WKTV, Brett Shippey from Floyd Benefits, and Marilyn Wilson that everybody knows from Holland Farms. So without them, without our whole committee, we could not have got anything done this year.
Excellent. Excellent. It's always good to give love to the committee and your sponsors too. Also throw out some love to your sponsors as well.
We have a lot of great incentives for the telethon this year. So you're going to see something, you know, it might be something to a restaurant. It might be a yoga punch card. I'm trying to think of our list of sponsors. You know, the sneaker store, Mary Kay. I'm a beer fanatic, so I went after all my friends, Nail Creek and Woodland and Beer Hub. So yeah, so they all donated something to this I shouldn't say raffle off, to be put into a drawing for those who donate more than $25 the day of the telethon.
Now, one thing I participated in last year, and I really had a great time doing it, and shout out to Beth Coombs, who I went head-to-head against last year in the Treadmill Challenge, and it's something that is going to happen this year, but it's more on a virtual thing. Morgan, can you talk a little bit about the Treadmill Challenge and how it's going to be done on a virtual platform this year?
Yeah. So starting on March 5th, which is also the day of the Radiothon, is starting the Treadmill Challenge. So we have a bunch of local community celebrities, per se, that are going to be participating, and their goal is to, I think you're one of them, is to be just raise $500 in 8 weeks. And then in honor of the 50th anniversary, we're asking them to run, bike, walk, whatever exercise makes them feel comfortable, 50 miles. So it's a little different this year, but the Radiothon itself is just a one-day event. That's this Friday. It's from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we, like the telethon, have a bunch of, we have some sponsors and some giveaways. So for everyone that calls in to make a donation over $25, we have some big prizes. We have earrings from Lennon's W.P. Wilcox Jewelers. We have an Ocean Blue gift card of a pretty hefty amount. We have some Hannaford gift cards, Ancora. There's a whole heck of a lot. So that's for pretty much each hour from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday.
Excellent. Thank you. The Heart Run and Walk is such a legendary event that happens in the 315. Tina, can you talk about its history? Do you know a little bit about its history and how it got started, this year being its 50th anniversary? How did this whole thing start?
I don't have any stats in front of me, but I remember doing my research when I first started with Catalyst, and it's pretty amazing that for our size, for the Utica area, we actually raise the most amount of funds as compared to Heart Run and Walks from New York City or other locations larger than ours.
High five.
So
Both of you, high five.
Yeah, I know, right? Way to go, Utica. But that's all I can think of off the top of my head, yeah.
It's amazing on how much money gets raised in this community for a 60,000 people population. People come out and they're just so generous and offering, and they come out and really show their support each and every year. It's amazing and how well this community really attaches themselves to this event. It's awesome. It's really awesome. That's why I get involved. I've been doing the Heart Run and Walk for, this is probably the 12th year. It would be like the 12th year coming up on. And I want to say last year was the very last event before we got shut down on lockdown. Is that correct? Right?
Yeah, that's right.
It was this week, yeah.
Oh my God. It went by so fast, right?
But they're making it May 15th this year because it's still virtual, but it's May 15th because obviously people wanted the warmer weather, which I don't blame them.
Yeah. So how is this going to work on a virtual platform? Can you talk a little bit about that, Morgan?
For the radiothon, I can talk about. I'm not super familiar with how the Heart Walk will work
Okay.
because that's a different committee. But the radiothon will be from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Like I said. But the history, which I think is really cool, I know you're asking Tina, but the history for the radiothon is it started in 1971, I believe, and Ralph Allinger, who was a WIBX news personality, he passed away suddenly. So in honor of that, they did a radiothon to collect money and raise money for the Heart Association. And there was a group of runners that on one of their weekly runs, they actually ran to the station to drop off their donation. And that's how the Heart Walk actually formed, which I think was pretty neat. And his grandson is actually going to be one of our interviewees on Friday.
Oh, cool.
So from 6 a.m. to noon, we'll have interviews from anyone from committee members to our sponsors to Slocum Dixon. There's a couple of doctors that'll be talking. So it's going to be a packed day.
Does that mean the very first Heart Run was held here locally in Utica?
Yeah, in 71.
The very first one nationwide.
As far as I know.
Wow. I mean, we need to run with
Don't
that,
put
right?
me on that. Now you're really putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Tina? I'm sorry.
I said we're sticking with that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the first ones.
If anyone asked, we were the first ones. Quoted Morgan Melnicky.
Yeah, because it's amazing because we would raise more money than some of these top tier markets that would raise, hundreds of thousands of dollars where they would come in at like $10,000s of dollars. So it's amazing how well this community comes out and supports this event. It's awesome. Yeah. Absolutely
it's
awesome.
due to our business owners in our community. I mean, they're really, a lot of business owners did not have a good 2020, but they're still willing to support this because it's such a great cause. And it's very special to the Utica area.
It speaks volumes of the character of our community, for sure.
Indeed.
For sure. Tina, do you have any information on the Heart Run and Walk happening on May 15th?
So the Heart Run and Walk, the Heart Run and Walk, yes. I'm not sure what's going to pan out. I know they were thinking about trying to do something still in person from 8 to noon. But, with COVID, you don't know until you get closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything's still up in the air.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, we were still changing things this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just with people, volunteers, like all being together to answer the phones, or if they were going to be able to answer it at their own house. It's ever changing right now.
I feel like
you need to have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C.
Yeah,
with
right.
COVID. Yep.
I feel like every business has been calling audibles all year long because they have to, because there's so much uncertainty going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a shame. What a shame. So how could people get involved? Throw out some web addresses and how people could sign up and get involved with the Heart Run and Walk and the telethon and the radiothon.
Do you want to go, Tina, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go. So, I mean, we have the Facebook page is for the general America's Greatest Heart Run and Walk altogether. So you can go on there to hear more about the radiothon coming up, the telethon, the actual event. I mean, obviously, we encourage everybody to create a team because really that's where the funds come from, is creating a team, whether we're walking in person or walking at home, walking with family members on the weekends. Have a team and have people support your team by making a donation. And obviously checking in on during the radiothon, during the telethon, making your donation at that time too. Everything helps.
Everything helps. Reach into those pockets. I know people are struggling right now, but every little bit helps. And I'm going to be hitting you people up for donations for the Treadmill Challenge. And I know it's at $500, but I'm going to raise my stakes. And I'm going to, we're raising the stakes. $500 is nothing.
It's a competition.
Exactly. I think I placed second last year with fundraising or something. I did really, really well with fundraising. And I plan on doing really, really well this year too, people. So I expect you to dip into those pockets and donate 5, 10, 15, 20, $100. It doesn't matter. It all goes to a great cause. And we've all been affected by heart disease one way, shape, or form. I've had a couple friends pass away from it. That's why it's near and dear and very important to me. And I'm sure you ladies too. Morgan, you said it at the top of this podcast that you have dealt with it with your family. And I'm sure, Tina, you have dealt with it too. And it's super important to get behind this cause and help out and get some research and some answers and definitely try to have a cause and you have a cure, really. Try to help people. So that's what it's about, helping people, helping each other, helping the community. Hey, Morgan, to me, you seem like a very bright girl and probably somebody who could have went anywheres. Why did you pick to stay here in Utica?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I wasn't ready for this. Oh boy. I went to college at Siena, and my family's all from here. And I got a job with the Community Foundation. That's where I work full time. And I've been here for almost 6 years. But I love it. And now I'm planted here, and I started a small business that's called Utica, and it is all Utica-based apparel and accessories. So now I feel like I really can't leave. But no, I love it. I have family here. I have friends here. I love the small, tight-knit community, but I love to travel, so I'll do that on my long weekends. But I love coming home, and any of my friends and family know that. I'll travel, but I love going home.
Yeah. Utica's a perfect area for travel because it's so you could get to New York City in 3 hours and get to Canada in 3 hours. It's very centrally located, so it makes it easier for day trips and road trips and whatnot. Tina, I'm going to ask you the same question too. Did you ever leave this place and then come back, or were you here the whole time? And what makes Utica so important, and why you choose to stay here?
Yeah, well, I'm from the area, so of course you graduate high school. I went to Richfield Springs, and your first thought is, I'm getting out of here as far as I can go.
Yep.
So I moved to the Valley. That was a big thing. And then I went to Utica College.
Mm-hmm.
My husband, he's from Herkimer. He went out west to Rochester and Buffalo area for college, and he returned home, and then we met. But Utica has so much to offer. Like you said, it's centrally located. You can go down to Cooperstown. You can be up in the Adirondacks, even east and west. But Utica has so many restaurants and, bars and pubs. We have art, we have music. I mean, what other city has numerous colleges? We have our own sports teams. We have our own train station. We have the Stanley. We have the museums. We have a zoo. We have everything right here in Utica. We don't need to go anywhere else.
Great answer. I love driving around town lately, too, and seeing all the construction going on. It's progress. And just seeing it's an amazing thing. And I've been here for, I don't want to date myself, but a long time. And just to see cranes in the air and all this construction going on, it's an amazing thing to see. And I'm really excited to see Utica in 10 years from now. And like in the golden period when all this construction is done and, we start finalizing things around here. It's going to be really interesting to see. Super excited.
It's on the rise for sure.
Tons of potential, right, Morgan?
I have a friend that lives in Colorado, and every time he comes home, I bring him to a different new coffee shop, and he's like, every time he's like, "Wow, this place is really growing." I'm like, "Listen, it's gonna be, just wait."
Just wait, right? Right. There's a lot of good things. Tina, when you have friends visiting you from out of town, where are you taking them?
Well, I haven't had any friends visit in quite some time, but
right, obviously because of COVID. But let's think pre-COVID.
Yeah. Some of my favorite places we have a lot of outdoor places. So I love going to Woodland. We have Handshake City, obviously our coffee shops. Like I said, I'm a fan of beer. So Nail Creek, the Beer Hub. Taylor and the Cook is my favorite restaurant, but we have so many restaurants.
It's a fun night out right there.
Yeah, and then you can even outside of Utica, you have, there's a brewery in Westmoreland. Who would have known? We have a brewery in Rome. There's so much to do.
Yeah. I love all the new breweries popping up. It's so cool to see. So cool. Like I feel like every day there's a new brewery popping up, and not just an ordinary brewery, but a very good one too. Some good stuff going on. back to the Heart Run and Walk. It's going on at May 15th, but coming up on this Friday, March the 5th, starts the radio-a-thon, and Morgan's going to be all involved. Morgan, take me through your day of the radio-a-thon. What's your duties that day? What are you going to be doing?
So I will be on air on WIBX doing an interview. I think it's 6:50 a.m. early morning, but 6 a.m. to noon. What?
I said, make sure to tune in, everybody.
Yes. So 6 a.m. to noon, there will be live interviews. Like I said, we have some committee members, we have some participants, we have some doctors coming on. We have Mike Allinger, who is Ralph Allinger's grandson. We have one of the runners that actually made the first donation 50 years ago. He's one of the donors that did the run, is actually going to be talking. So it's WIBX on Friday. And I do have the number to call in if anyone wants to jot it down now and make a donation, or you can text it, and I have to get it because I don't have this memorized yet. I guess I should. But it's 1-866-716-9429, or you can text WIBX to 41444.
If somebody wanted to make a donation right now, is that live, that phone line?
I believe so.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Very good. And give send my love to Bill Keeler, too. That's my boy. I haven't seen him in years. Tell him I said hello.
I've been working with Jeff and Andrew, which they are both participating, but it's been interesting working with them because they are just two peas in a pod.
No doubt, no doubt. Tina, take me through your day on the telethon. What's your duties that day?
Well, I will not be on site all day. We start at 6:30 a.m. and go through 9 p.m.
That's a long day.
But we will have live coverage on TV starting at 6 a.m. to 7, 12 to 1, and then the 5 to 6:30 hour. And there'll be something on the screen all day. They'll be playing advertisements, PSAs. We'll have interviews as well. So there always will be that number on the screen to call in and make a donation.
And they're doing that right out of the WKTV studios?
The telethon will be at Zogby, Scalzo, and Utica in their offices.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good. And what about the radiothon? Is that right at WIBX at the studio?
So the interviews are all going to be they're going to be live, but we're going to call in because of COVID.
Yep.
But the actual people that will be answering the phone are going to be Heart Association employees, only because it was just like a conflict to have the volunteers answering the phones at their houses, just for confidentiality reasons. So they will be answering the phones at the office.
Copy that. Cool.
But it's 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
And it's coming up this Friday, March 5th. People reach into those pocketbooks and help out the American Heart Association. It's for a great cause, and you'll be helping out a wonderful cause and something that's been here. It's a legendary event that happens here for 50 years now, and hopefully next year we can all get back to Heartbreak Hill and get back to all the fun entertainment that goes on that hill. I've had some fun times on that hill, I'll tell you. But hopefully next year we will get back to normal. But this year it's still going down on May 15th, the Heart Run and Walk. Probably more information will be coming up. That's safe to say that more information will be handed to you as we get closer to May 15th. But this Friday, March 5th, the radiothon, the telethon. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. Plug all your websites and how people could get in touch with you.
Yeah, so again, the number to donate, or you can look right on American Heart Association or WIBX, 1-866-716-9429, or you can text WIBX to 41444. And I just encourage people, listen all day. Every hour they are giving out these crazy good prizes. Like, you have the opportunity to win awesome deals, tons of alcohol gift cards. There's dollar donuts or deli dollars for Home Farms for every donation over $25. So that's all day long. There's some golf gift cards, an overnight stay at the DoubleTree. There's tons. You have an opportunity to win pretty much every hour. So make sure to listen in.
Awesome. Great. Ladies, thanks so much for joining me. Morgan, you should come back on and plug Utica Cruise one of these days.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it for sure. Tina, great to see you. Thank you so much. And ladies, thanks again for joining us. Thank you to my sponsors, EJA Moving Services, attorney Dave Longaretta, Utica Coffee, and Saranac Brewery. I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, with the Uncle Louie Variety Show. Members only fires up tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And also, we launch our podcast, Hold the Sarcasm podcast, Friday afternoon. So make sure you check in. Like, comment, subscribe, All Things Disruption Network on the World Wide Web. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. Later.